Hello and welcome to Zephyr's Gambit. My name is Matt and I will be the DM for today. We are playing Slice of Desperation, a Star Wars Fantasy Flight Games adventure. And the Slice of Desperation is all about these three intrepid characters who have hit very desperate times. There is a lot of desperation going on in the galaxy. We start the game approximately a year after the first Star Destroyer got destroyed. And basically we have these three characters who have found themselves on Neo Pando after they've been invited there. And after their travel has been paid for by a Dazcor, a very large corporation who's paid for their travel, and they've arrived on Neo Pando. And you guys can introduce your characters and tell us when you got to Neo Pando, and tell us what you've been up to in the last, say, week or so, or a couple of days that your character has been around. I'll start with Jim.
Hi, my name's Jim. I'm going to be playing the Sullust mechanic, Jeef. There's a lot more to his name than that, but Jeef is what we're going to keep it at. I have only been on Neo Pando for, honestly, a couple of hours. It's been a rough week for me, just trying to scrounge up the money and doing jobs and fixing people's vehicles, trying to make things better for them, make some money for me, and honestly keep track of the schematics of all of these amazing vehicles I've gotten a chance to see, and have literally been just seeing what Neo Pando has to offer for me as I'm getting ready for whatever I'm about to have to do.
Okay, so you arrived at dawn, okay, on Neo Pando, and you know that you have been requested to meet up with the Dazcor representative at 11. So we're going to call it 9 o'clock at when we start. You've been here since dawn, so about 5:30, and there are 4 continents on Neo Pando. All of them are sort of kind of joined together with these archipelagos that sort of join each one, and there's sort of, if you were to look at it on a 2-dimensional plane global map, there's a east, north, west, and south continent, and you can name any of those. Your contact, the Dazcor representative, obviously is waiting for you on south side, which is obviously the south continent. So if you want to land there, that's probably the best. And given that you've got a couple of hours to scout the area and whatever, I'll give you a bit of a description of that in just a moment. So we'll go over now to Corey, who I might have to unmute myself. Sure.
I got it.
Good.
Hey guys, you're good old friendly Corey, neighborhood Spider-Man, not Corey. Whatever. And I am tonight playing a character named, let me make sure I don't say it wrong, Ridak Rodovic, or Rodovic. Rodovic. I like Rodovic better. He is a, I don't know how to say that. I don't even know how to say that word. I don't know how to say it because Star Wars has weird words. It's a Shivazafistan, or whatever that means. he's a big game hunter. I guess the best way to say of what he is, he looks like a wolf. He looks like a walking wolf that has a big old long tail and the whole nine. Like I said, he's a big game hunter. His sole goal in life is to kill the next largest creature that he can find, and that is his thing. He is all about the glory of that, of being the guy that got to do that, of
Yes.
being that hunter that found that creature that most of the time are a nuisance, and that he's that guy that takes a picture of it, so on and so forth. He's everything that us Americans really kind of hate.
So you've been on West Side for
Yeah,
the time that you've been here on New Pando.
about a week
And
or so.
about a week.
And he's certainly been trying to find a creature that Matt said he was going to surprise me with a little bit, I think. And he has been unsuccessful.
He has, and you've come across hard times, so you're looking for some work. Obviously, this message came to you, and you have, at whatever time, gotten the transport back to Southside at about 9 a.m. And we'll go over now to Chris.
Hey everybody, Chris Johnson here. I am playing Mineth Faybeck, a Bothan trader. Mineth has been on Near Pando for a few days, and her parents are missing, so she's been chasing down leads as well as just checking out the lay of where she might obtain needed goods and things during this mission. Just kind of scoping things out and trying to, just get to know people and have a clue what's going on.
Sure. So Mineth has, I think we said, let's just double check. Wouldn't have been there. Yeah, when she got here, she's obviously scoped out each of the continents, each of the spaceports, because each of the spaceports have different trade going on. They all trade because this is a trade world, but they all have sort of different outlets, different stuff going on, and you've gotten to know the lay of the land a little bit. And you've come to Southside knowing that obviously there's this DASCOR representative. You've gotten here about 9 a.m. And so you all find yourself in Southside. Now, the plains of Southside reach as far as the eye can see. And you know that the Malabar ruins, which is where you are to meet this representative, they lie in a crevice a good distance from the spaceport. Now, a lot of the land in Southside is made of hardened clay, which makes farming nearly impossible, but it makes for excellent foundations for the towering city of Lamosi Port, which is where you find yourselves. And Lamosi Port just has all of these spires of all different colors that rise up into the sky. And there's a big, a big spaceport here, which also has all of these spires and has lots of parking for all sorts of different ships. You probably haven't, you've probably seen that. And it's a trade city, and in each of the cities or on each of the capitals is rather large. But what you know is that there are a few ways to get to the Malabar construct where you're meant to meet this representative. So I'm going to give you some methods, and each of your characters can obviously choose whichever one they want. Each of them is going to cost some credits. We start off very cheap and we go upwards. And if you don't have credits, it's okay, because Adazcore is footing the bill for this, as long as you don't go too crazy. You could go, you've basically asked a guard or whatever else where you can get some transport. And they have said you can go to the Galactic Tourist Bureau. You could go to, so the Galactic Tourist Bureau have monorail transports. You could go to Santhe Sienna Southside Speeders. They love their S's and they hire out speeder bikes, that sort of stuff. Or you could go to Oscar's Beasts of Burden, where there are actual beasts that you can ride. So each of you can go to whichever one of those you like, and I will describe what you find when you get there. So where are you going?
Well, certainly with Descore footing the bill, I'm going to go see if I can find a speeder.
Okay. So Santhe Sienna Southside Speeders is a 3-level complex of vehicle yards filled beyond capacity, with all manner of single and multi-person vehicles for hire and for sale. Every 200 feet or so, in a grid pattern across each of the levels, plasteel booth buildings house sales and hire reps on hover scooters. Automated sales droids taxi up and down the rows of vehicles on electrified tracks, projecting special deals and bleeping arrhythmically. A conjoined arching building 3 stories high contains the station setting off point for all of the taxis in Southside.
I stand in awe at speeders coming and going, literally just, yes! And I'm gonna go running up to the first counter that I possibly can, and hand down, slapped in, like, 1 speeder, please.
All right. Will that be just for you, sir?
Why, does somebody need a ride?
You tell me, sir.
Oh, okay, no, just for me then.
All right. So a speeder bike for the entire day, just a bike, is 20 credits. And obviously Adazcore's footing the bill, so you don't have to spend any money.
Because that's great, because I look at the 8 that I have when she says that. Oh, yes!
But this is for the whole day. So you can ride this speeder bike all day. And you see straight away when the representative shows you to the speeder bikes, there's various colors, but you see all of them have fairly sophisticated computer technology, GPS technology. Obviously, they need to secure their investment, and they can track where these speeders go. And they have like automated GPS things where you can just press the button and it will take you wherever you need to go, or you can drive it manually as well.
Yeah. Nice. And I'll thank whoever led me over here to whichever one I can get onto. I will hop onto a speeder bike, and I'm starting to rev, and I'm thinking, how do I get to... So I start messing with the controls and the buttons and trying to turn on the GPS, and once I've kind of played with it for a couple of minutes to figure it out, okay, good. I figured it out, and I'll plug in the address for where I've got to go, but I'm going to drive this thing manually.
Sweet. Yeah, and this is better than our GPSs. It's got a 3D plane of where you are and what terrain you were to expect, it'll warn you if there's trees coming up on the left, that sort of thing, so it's quite sophisticated. So you're on your speeder. Who wants to go next?
Thank you. Mineth would make her way to the Galactic Tourist Bureau, to the monorail.
Okay, so Galactic Tourist Bureau is an oval-based pyramidic building held together with inward curving thick metal beams that stretch up some 200 feet to its razor-edge precipice. 10 ovalloid floors resting on reinforced plexiglass thrum with activity as thousands of people seek information, book tours and accommodations, and generally go about their business. The ground floor is awash with canvas-covered booths of many colors, each with small queues of waiting customers and blue-suited reps of various races, with data pads and ear-mounted comms devices. Groups of 3 security guards patrol each floor. Their armored uniforms a riot of advertising for John Tao Economic Development Group and their sponsors. A plasteel arena with a gaping maw open to the air houses fumbers and the monorail station setting off point.
Fabulous. So I make my way to the ticketing area.
Yes.
And I would purchase just a one-way ticket to Malabar, not knowing what the plan is once this meeting's ended.
Okay, so the way that this monorail works, there are 3 different ticket options. You can get the monorail self-service tour, which basically you'll take the monorail, it will deposit you at the Malabar construct, and you just find your own way around. There's a guided tour of the upper levels of the Malabar construct, and so the self-service is 5 credits. The guided tour is 10 credits, and there's also a buffet tour, which basically you can hop on the monorail, go to the Malabar construct, and there'll be a place to eat and tour at your leisure. So that would be 20 credits. So which option would you like?
All right. Well, she will go for the tour and buffet.
Okay.
Thinking always of opportunities to network and search for leads.
Awesome. Cool. So you opt for the buffet tour, hop on the monorail, and you are on your way to the Malabar construct. And finally, Corey, which option would you like?
Well, just to make this fun, and why would we not do this? I'm certainly going to take the beast.
Okay. Sounds like your character anyway.
It absolutely does.
So Oscar's Beasts of Burden is a series of 2-story high ceilinged stables. They have Dalgos, Eope, Dolphy, Thumba, Oray, and Bantha. Each stable is adjoined on both sides to massive zoo-sized open pens, where the beasts of burden of each gender can idle, in addition to specialized pens for breeding. Handlers wander around the pens, saddling, feeding, and petting the docile animals. Each stable and pen has a series of hire and sales droids that patrol their respective perimeter.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so Rick, he would walk into the stables, start looking around, sniffing good. So I need a ride.
Will it just be for yourself, sir?
Do you see anybody else with me?
Very well. We would recommend our lovely Dalgos, Eope, or Dolphy mounts, as the others are obviously designed for more people. They are more luxurious, but they are designed for more people.
I don't need no damn luxury. Whichever
So
one's the
it's
fastest.
easier. The fastest. All right. Off the top of my head, I don't know that.
No,
but
whatever. It doesn't.
let me just have a
He's
look.
like, wait.
Real quick look.
What did you say you had that only hold one person? Sorry,
So,
came from the bar.
so Dalgos is like, it looks very much like a horse with a really long curved snout and a mane.
Mhm. I know what you're talking about.
The Eope is more like, I guess, a camel, but it has the elephant nose. And so that's a bit slower. And then the Dolphy is probably your fastest option. And it sort of stands upright. Just looking.
How do you spell that, Matt?
It's like a raptor. But
How do you spell that?
Dulfie, I think, or is it Y? Let me just check. No, IE is good. So let me find it.
Why? I don't know.
So, yeah, it's kind of like a raptor. It has horns.
Yeah, I mean, wait. You guys have domesticated Delphies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. I've never ridden one of those before. Yeah, let's try that out.
Okay. So they will hire you out one of those. And I believe that that's fairly cheap. Double checking. Yeah, they're 10 credits for the day.
Yeah, I got some backer right now. I really could care less.
So,
And he gives me the credit. I'm assuming we got a credit stick or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, and he flashes a credit stick at him. Yeah, whatever.
Now, just a warning, sir, these dolphins are, all of these animals are trained, unless for a specific purpose, they're trained to come back of a night time. So if you plan to stay somewhere overnight, obviously we'll need a specially trained one that won't return of the evening.
You wanna know something, man? I've got a meeting, and I don't know where this is gonna take me afterwards. If the damn thing comes back to you, I guess that's what happens.
Okay, sir. Very well.
It ain't gonna buck me, is it?
No, sir. They're very well trained.
Oh, okay, good. Very well. And can I ride that red one over there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And he reaches into his pack and pulls out a bottle, and kind of walks away for a minute. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Get that thing prepped, and I'll be good.
Yes,
And
sir.
he cracks it open, and it's a bottle of booze.
Okay.
And he goes right to it.
Sweet. All right. So you get underway. So all of you arrive approximately at the same time to the Malabar construct via your various methods of travel. So this is a sprawling multi-level complex, rife with stone tablet towers capped with various animal heads, lichen-riddled archways, half-excavated stone pathways, and shadow-dominated gaping maws in the ground, failing to conceal extensive tunnels that lead deeper into the ruins. Groups of archaeologists dig and brush down digs, cataloguing their finds onto networked data pads as they go. Off to the side of the ruin, on ground level adjacent to the monorail station, a hastily erected canvas shelter houses a male Sakian. He has dark skin, a telltale conical head, piercing brown eyes, and hunter-gatherer attire. A brown-orange droid projects the Adazcore logo onto the canvas wall. Before the Sakian, a temporary table is set. Pitchers of red and white wine, platters of cheese, bread, and dried crackers lie untouched on the table, and a bowl of fresh ombre fruit sits to the side.
Post-tour?
Sorry? Yes.
Yeah. So, Minith would wander in and, acting as professional as possible, walk right up to the representative and put her hand out, or paw, or whatever she'd have, and say, I'm Minith Faybeck. I am reporting for a meeting at 11.
Okay. He'll put out his hand and he'll shake it. You recognize, being now sort of up close and personal to this Sakian, that he has laminate armor in forest camo colors and a dark undershirt. And you notice that he has beast tooth ear and nose rings that you didn't really notice before from range. So he's got some teeth through his ear and through his nose. And he will say, do you have your holo recording there, just so that I can verify that you have indeed been are one of my contacts?
Oh, yes, right here. And I will dig that out, assuming I have it.
Yes, you do. And he will say, I hope you don't mind. Part of my job is to collect those back so that they can be reused.
Oh, no, by all means.
So he collects that back, and he gestures to a seat and says, by all means, take a seat. Help yourself to any refreshments that you would like. And if you've got any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you. And I wander off and take a seat where I can kind of observe people as they come in. Mm-hmm. And I get out my data pad and just start, reviewing notes and things.
All right. So what are the rest of you doing?
As I pull up, like, power slide, kicking up whatever dirt or gravel's around, and like from inside, you'll hear someone outside, woohoo! Oh, that was good. And first thing as I get off this bike, I pull out my data pad and I'm scanning it and I'm pop open the hood quick bit. Oh, can I leave this here? Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
There's like a rack for speeders and that sort of thing that you can sort of fasten it into.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will fasten it into the rack very quickly. There doesn't seem to be anything much more than fast and off.
Yeah.
So it's it's very much that like a kid playing San Andreas for the first time who's never touched it. Back up, zoom, and check out some of the other speeders. I'm just wide-eyed. Even wider than typical Sulluston, and looking around just this entryway. This is enormous. The way that this place is set up, it's incredible. Wow. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Hi. My name's Jeef. I'm supposed to be here. Yeah.
So you're talking to the Sakian?
Yeah. Oh, you're big.
He says, come into the tent, sir. help yourself to a seat and some refreshments. I take it you've been invited.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You have your hologram invitation there.
My what?
You each got a hologram invitation to come and meet.
Chief slips out his backpack from one arm, spins it around in front of his chest. You watch him open it up, reach in. He goes, "Yeah," and you can see that it's not necessarily in the same state that it was when it was sent to him.
Okay.
You can tell it's been taken apart and put back together.
Yeah.
Probably a couple of times. He fidgets.
So the Sakian sort of furrows his forehead a little bit and says, "Thank you. So I hope you don't mind that we hold on to it as we will need to reuse it."
Oh, no problem. I'm finished with it.
And you hear him say under his breath, "And probably repair it."
Oh, do I really hear him say that?
Yeah.
And so walking and then, actually, no. It should be at least a little bit better. In fact, you might want to check out the picture quality. I'm fairly proud of that.
I'm sure it is, sir. I'm sure it is. And you can see that he's a little embarrassed that you actually heard him.
I'll go and I'll find a place to sit.
Yeah.
And I plop my butt on the front of the seat, lean way back, arms splayed.
Very
Spin
good.
the bag back around, reach in, grab something, and I start moving parts of it around. And you can see that it's just a little trinket object that is put together without screws or glue or welding. It just slides together and locks into place, and I'm just messing with it.
Sweet. And Corey.
Alrighty. I am on. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's you see this red Dolphy just traipsing down the road. Kind of zigzagging a little bit. And you see Rick on the back just hooting and hollering, just similar to the gentleman that came in before.
Yeah.
But for a whole different reason. Rick's is barely intoxicated at this moment. And he's having himself a good old time just riding this beast that most of the time he'd want to kill. But, he doesn't want to piss off his new employer or possible employer. And I'm sure it's expensive, and I don't have very many credits right now, and I need some credits. And yeah, so he gets there, and I'm assuming there's a place to rope off his animal.
Yeah. So there's a speeder, like there's speeder things, which is where Jim posted his speeder, and there's also like a smaller pen, much smaller than what you saw at the starport, but it's a small pen for creatures that can graze. So this is designed as a tourist destination. So there's obviously they've catered for this.
So is there a handler in the pen?
Yeah, there's a few.
Okay, so he hops off of his mount and kind of steadies himself as he lands, and I'm assuming one of the attendants come up and he's like, "Here, hold on, hold this for a second," and he hands him a beer.
Yeah,
and he's like, "All right. They said that this thing is gonna just go back by itself. Is that normal?"
Yes, sir. Well, some of them. You can get special ones that aren't trained to go back over night time, but we see ones that are trained that way pretty much every day.
Right.
All of these ones do that.
Right. Yeah, and he is kind of like talking over him slightly. And so yeah, great. They said there was some return, so wasn't really paying attention. That's all right. Hey, have a beer, and do you know where I'm supposed to be meeting some? I don't know. And he pulls out the data pad and shows it to the guy.
Yeah. And he's like, well, this looks like an Adazcore logo. So you can just go over to the tent over there, and you'll see the tent with the Adazcore logo being projected by the droid. It's the same logo as it's on the hologram.
What is a Desco?
Adazcore?
Yeah.
You don't know, sir?
I got a summons for this, and nah, man, do I look like I'm somebody that stays in the city? And his armor looks like an animal, like he skinned it himself, you know, and it's you know, just kind of plates over top of plates, and there's a whole bunch of different colors, and you know, different highs and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he looks you up and down. And he says, "Right. So Adazcore stands for the Adazka Biomechanical Corporation of Arcania." and
wait,
so, well,
wait, what?
The
You said
Adazka,
2 words, and I don't even know what that means.
well, they just sell things, sir.
Oh, what's? Oh, okay.
They're most well known for medical research, battle droid equipment, mining, financial services, you name it.
Oh, so they're a good person to work for us, right?
Well, they certainly have enough money to throw away, if you know what I mean.
They throw money away,
Well, I mean,
like in a compactor.
no, sir. I severely doubt it. But you know,
Okay.
if they're hiring,
If you want to tell me what that compactor is, I won't go to this meeting at all.
I'm sure you'll be fine, sir.
Okay. And he takes a huge swig of his beer and looks at the guy and goes, "Hey, you've been a great help." And lets out a big burp. Make sure that thing goes back or whatever. Bye. And he very uncomfortably just walks away from him.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's wide-eyed for a whole different reason. Again, he doesn't live in a city. He doesn't come from a city. This is probably the largest city that he's been in, you know, quite a while. You know,
So,
I mean,
so the construct, the ruins, are far away from the city. You've traveled about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it'll be a little bit quicker on the speeder, obviously, but yeah, basically this is an archaeological ruin. There's pillars of stone, but not any sign of technology to speak of outside of the data pads that the archaeologists are using and the hologram that the droid is projecting onto the tent.
All right. And he kind of is a little nervous. You can see it on him, and he makes his way towards that tent that that the stable boy told him about.
Mm-hmm.
And he's again holding his beer, and takes the last of it, so on and so forth, and doesn't see a compactor around or anything like that. Just so I'm assuming they're just like lights or pillars or whatever. He just kind of comes over and sets the empty bottle behind the thing, and kind of shakes himself off a little bit, kind of like a dog would, and goes, "All right, we can do this. They better have something to kill, because there better not be no damn." He's just groaning under himself, and he walks up to the front of the tent. "Hello?"
Hello, sir. Another employee, I'm guessing. Have you been invited?
What? Oh, you mean to come here today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, apparently. And they sent me this thing. I don't even know how to use it, but
That's okay, sir. I'll
this,
take
and
that
he
off your
hands it to
hands.
him.
Yeah, and he'll take it and okay. Oh, very well. As far as I'm aware, and he looks down on his data pad and he says, "Yes, it seems like all three of you are here. All three of you have been invited to
Wait,
participate in this program."
did you say 3?
He says, "Just look to the sides of you, and you'll see these two others."
Yeah, I really work alone.
He says, that's all very well, sir, but I mean, Adazcor has paid for your travel here, and they hoped that their remuneration would be enough to have you work for them in this.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's a lot of credits in this, right?
Yes, sir. I can tell you all about the job if you're all ready to hear.
Yeah. Actually, I got one question before. I was down. I wrote a loop in here, and does a little burp again. Yeah, and that was pretty awesome. But the other thing is this. The stable boy, when I dropped it off, says that you guys got money to throw away. Do you guys throw away money?
The representative, this male Sakian, he looks at you and he sort of cocks his head and is like, I think he was I think he was, just trying to say that the corporation has a lot of money. Certainly, we're not interested in throwing money away, sir.
Okay, because that just didn't make no damn bit of sense to me. But all right, well, what do I do
It was a
next?
figure of speech, sir.
Yeah, about that. All right. Again, what do I do next?
Okay, so unless any of you want to interrupt him, the Adazcor rep will tell you all about the job that you've been asked to do. Being that you know nothing about it, you just know to meet this guy here, and so he's going to tell you some details. Is there anything else that anyone wants to do before I go through the job? Oh, cool. So he explains it. Cornova Core Expedition have uncovered an ancient Gree hypergate here on Neopando. We have collaborated with them, providing state-of-the-art technologies to assist them in powering the gate. We understand that it is connected to another gate on the planet Chuzala, and that it could be part of a wider gate network. That is of key importance to us. As you know, the Empire can track any and all ships that use hyperlanes. If this pans out, we could open up new trade opportunities outside of the hyperlane network using these gates. Your mission will be to be the first through the gate, to secure and power the gate on Chuzala and report back to us when you're done. Accepting the job will give you 100 credits up front for expenses. Successfully getting to the planet Chuzala and back via the ancient hypergate we will pay you an additional 400 credits each, and secure your place as a mercenary group with the adventuring company Not Dead Yet. Adazcor will source a ship and crew for you to ensure you can get where you need to go. They will then have you on retainer as employees, and a percentage of your pay will be deducted to gradually pay for the ship that they source for you. You will get periodical missions from Adazcor and from Not Dead Yet, the adventuring company, that you can accept or decline at your leisure. and you will be free agents to undertake jobs from other sources, any jobs that you find, as long as you represent a DAS Corps by keeping to their code of conduct, which is enclosed here. And he will hand each of you a data pad which has the DAS Corps code of conduct in. If you've ever launched a computer game with those, pages and pages and pages and pages of terms and conditions and what everything represents, this is what this data pad is. Lots of code of conduct.
Is that ours to keep?
Yes.
Or is he expecting that back?
No, you can keep that.
Oh. Yeah, I'll can I read over this later? Do I need to press accept somewhere?
No. I mean, as long as you agree to it. At this stage, there's nothing to sign. Obviously, we're hiring you to do this part of the job. When you come back successful, that'll be the time when you'll actually be an official employee. At this stage, the job is off the books as per se, but you will get paid for it. And then if you come back, or when you come back, you will obviously become full employees, and there'll be those contracts to sign at that time if you agree. You don't have to, sir.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Mineth will I'll wander away for a minute, looking over, scanning the document. I imagine that being a trader, she's read some things like this probably before. And
Sure.
So she's scanning it for any telltale alarm bells, looking for anything that might be like really objected, she might really object to, but
so the main things that stand out as not necessarily objectionable but important are they're basically saying a disclaimer: a DAS Corps is not responsible for any bodily harm that may come to their representatives. They cannot get sued just because you've accepted a job from them and it's caused you some sort of harm. Those sorts of things. They're not responsible for that, for anything that might happen to you on your adventures. They're very clear that they will, they're not financially responsible for you. Apart from that, everything seems pretty above board. It's very clear that the language that's being used is quite sophisticated. And it's clear that it's been drawn up by a very solid corporate legal firm. And it sounds like they've got enough money to pay for that and disseminate these data pads to everyone. So they are clearly reputable and have lots of money. Nothing stands out as like warning bells apart from that. You're not signing your life away. If you agree to become representatives, obviously at that time there will be, and it'll detail this there because this is all part of it, that when they source a ship for you, that between whoever is part of that ship, those people all have to agree to a deduction in their pay, which is a percentage amount, to start paying off the ship, and that if they stop employment, that the bulk of whatever is still due for the ship will be payable by the employees as part of the contract. But that's not happening yet. You're not agreeing to that yet. It's when you get back and get paid for this, at that time, then you can sign those documents if you still want to be a part of a DAS Corps. And it'll be your choice as adventurers, whether you, or as a group, whether you want to do that or not. But given the fact that you will get a ship from them, that's a pretty big calling card.
Sure.
But obviously you'll have to pay for it, is the long and short of it.
Sure. So he turns to the employee. So who's funding any supplies and things that are needed? The company going to take care of all that?
He says, well, if you accept this job to go through the gate, we'll obviously give you a cred stick with 100 credits on it each, and that is funded by a DAS core. There are a couple of other organizations that all have interest in the ancient ruin and in establishing the gate. But mostly, a DAS core is the main one that you're representing.
All right. Well, I don't see anything here that would make me turn this offer down. I'm ready.
Okay. What about the rest of you? How are you responding to this, Jim?
Is this the door I'm supposed to go through? What's taking everybody so long? This one, right?
Wait.
Are you good?
So I got to work with these us three.
Well, you will all get paid for this. How cooperative you are with them will be up to you, sir. But we don't know.
You don't know me from Banta Poop.
That's
I
right.
can tell you nothing.
Safety in numbers. Safety in numbers.
Yeah. Sure. All right. Well, she talked about a whole bunch of things I didn't even understand. But if you told her it's good, I think it's good for me. Can I take a couple of these beers?
That's wine, sir. There's both red and white wine, and yes, you can feel free to take a glass into the ruins with you.
All right, and he picks up the whole bottle and takes it with him.
Jeef looks up at the representative and goes, "It is made of glass."
The representative, Tano Waheen, he sighs, says, "I suppose it is," and he gives you another data pad, and this data pad has detailed 3D imagery of the ruin, and you will be able to navigate with this data pad.
I'll transfer everything over to my datapad.
Sure.
Or make a copy of it to my datapad, and then pass it along if anybody wants it.
Sure.
Or if nobody takes it, you watch me take my backpack around again. I have 3.
Mineth will follow your lead actually and copy it as well.
Oh,
cool. And you'll see, Mineth, that the other people in the monorail that also got the buffet tour, they're sort of sitting down to eat off the side. There's another tent with like a grassed kind of field, and there's like picnic blankets set out, and they're slowly being opened and stuff. So if you want anything to eat as part of obviously paying for that, you can as you go past. There's as GM, there's nothing really of more of interest there. It's just you paid money for that food, right, and it's being packed right now.
Right. Well, Dascorp paid for it, so
yeah, it's up to you. So
I think she'll fill up a little plate and then just take it with her
Cool.
little nibbly things.
And obviously, you know, anyone else that wants any cheeses, crackers, ombre fruit, or whatever from this table in this tent, you'll be able to take that.
Absolutely going to eat something.
Cool. And then you can make your way. So other than what we've already said, would any of your characters be interested in any of these other characters that you just met, or do you think that that might be something that happens down the track? If you want to talk to these guys, then obviously this is your opportunity to do that as you wander through the ruins. So I'll give you the chance to do that if you want to. If we want to skip to where we're going, that's fine too. So it's, the controls are in your hands.
Excellent. Well, as soon as Minith assembles her plate and wanders back to where everybody is, she'll approach Jeef and extend her hand and say, hello there. It looks like we'll be working together. I'm Minith Faybeck. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Wipes his mouth on the back of his long sleeve. I'm Jeef. Hi.
Hi. She kind of wipes her hands on a napkin, and after shaking his hand, and what brings you here? What's your trade?
Looking, you speaking back after laughing, you pulled Jeef out of looking you over, looking at what kind of tools, takes his eye off of just looking at your belt, see if you got anything cool. Oh, I build stuff. Sometimes I tear stuff apart. Sometimes I put it back together. Yeah.
Well, that sounds very handy.
Oh yeah, I've been called handy before. Or was it?
Well, I look forward to working with you.
Yeah. Hey, you got a blaster?
Oh, no. Actually, I really don't think I do. I don't think I took one.
Jeef is dejected at that. No.
I'm sorry. No, I don't.
Real sad.
I'm more of a tradesperson. I'm not so much with the weaponry.
Oh, trade. What you into?
Oh, this and that, whatever's needed. Primarily, textiles and foodstuffs.
Oh, again, Jeef looks real sad.
But I've been known to scare up parts and things here and there too. Things have to keep running.
Jeef puts on a smile and he goes, "You sound more like the people I work for than the people I work with." Starts looking over
I hope that won't be a problem for you.
What are you two blabbing about?
Look, and as he says that, first thing I do is look him over for electronic devices or blasters.
Yeah, he's got a very large. I think it is let's be certain. It is it's a blaster rifle. It's a heavy, long-ranged weapon. On his back, and hanging from his waist, he has a rather jagged-looking vibro machete.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he's a killer.
Yeah. Have you ever killed anything in your life besides, anything?
And at that, you notice I had just started to reach my hand out to introduce myself, but that comment makes me draw my hand back and kind of look around like, who did I just get myself into bed with.
I don't kill people most of the time.
Oh, well, that's very comforting, sir.
Yeah,
pretty much
it has laws, and it's just too Griffin much work to do so. But what is your name, there, girl?
My name is Mineth Faybeck. Not girl.
Mineth.
Not Missy. Mineth.
Well, sure. And you said your name is Jeep.
Yeah, that works. Jeep. But if Jeep is what you can work up, then we'll go with that.
How about I just call you Giggles? You like that name?
Not really.
You do a fucking lot of whole bunch of Griffin lot of that. Why do you giggle after everything you say?
Well, I've never.
Do I make you laugh?
No, I'm nervous. Most of the time, if I've ever been off planet, it's been with my dad.
Oh, your daddy's boy.
Absolutely.
Nice. And he just kind of looks back to the girl, and says, "So, you sell stuff? You ever work in hides?"
I buy and sell things.
You didn't really say.
I've dealt in hides a time or two.
Okay. Well, he takes a big, huge swig of the bottle of wine. This stuff tastes awful, but I think it's doing the job. Anyways, but so yeah, I think you are the most useful person here besides me.
And I'm sorry, you didn't give us your name?
That's right. You didn't ask me.
Well, I'm asking now, aren't I?
I guess. Which name do you want? You want the one I give my friends, the one I give my employers, or the ones that my friends call me? And yeah.
How about just whatever you'd like us to address you as for now?
All right, my name is Rick Dat. Most people call me Rick. Some call me that dude. Some call me the guy that brings in the big ones.
All right, Mr. Rick Dat. Well, I hope that this.
No, not wait. You gave me a modifier. I am by no means Mr. Rick Dat. That was my father.
All right. So just Rick Dat.
How about just Rick? Because if Rick Dat. I ain't your friend yet.
Indeed, I'm not sure that I want to be yet.
What is that supposed to mean?
What was your comment supposed to mean? I hope we can't expect this condition that you're currently in on a regular basis. I, for one, would like to get in and out of this alive with all my credits intact.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. And if you want me not in this condition, you're not going to like me even less than you do now. So this is it. You said you want me less like this. Well, I want you less smelling like a fruit.
I take a bite out of my umber food.
And it's delicious. Umber fruit have like an outer skin, and they sort of peel open, and it's quite large, almost watermelon size, but it's a yellowish skin.
With both hands.
And these are definitely right in season, perfect.
Oh, it smells lovely.
Yeah, because to be honest, darling, you almost smell good enough to eat.
At that, I turn on my heel and I walk away from you
Okay.
very briskly.
So,
Bye. So, Jeep or Jeef or Jeff or Joff, I don't know, whatever you said your name was. So I think that you and we're gonna be the ones that kind of talk, and she's gonna be the ones that's angry at me the whole time.
I can absolutely agree with the second half of that.
Yeah, them hoity-toities, man, they never get it. It's just about they just don't get it. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't know what they get or what they don't get, but what I do know that they got is money and stuff.
Yeah, they got, but all that stuff. What's it really worth, man? When you're out in the bush and you got a creature that's never been found before, and you cap that griffin thing, man. Like, why would I need to smell like a fruit?
Well, I don't need to smell like a fruit, but I know that in your situation, if I was stuck there, I'd certainly be pretty helpful making a trap or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can go ahead and take a break if you need one.
Oh, it's time to feed the cat.
Corey knows.
Yeah. I know exactly what's going on. Yeah. So, all right, there, buddy. So this is this. I'm going to make sure that you don't die. Probably. But you keep her away from me. I like that answer.
Well, it's gonna cost you.
What?
And he just smiles and walks over to her.
Well, she ain't there, so you can't do that. But are you saying credits? Because I ain't giving you my credits, dude. How about this? You do what I ask, and I won't shoot you in the back of the head.
Well, don't be surprised.
I think that's payment.
I don't think I have too much to worry about. You're gonna need me, especially if there's a ship involved.
Yeah, about that. All right. I'm sorry. I'm a little drunk.
No.
And
hey, if you're better this way, you stay drunk. I can deal with drunks.
No, I'm a little more drunk than. We had to go in the city today, and that's just not right.
Spend most of your time out in the wild, huh?
Why would you? There's nothing but crime and pollution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much covers that, crime and pollution. That's what's been going on. Yep.
in cities. So like these cities, they're ruining every one of the planets that they're on. You realize that, right? Have you ever been out in the bush and seen how much beautiful, lush greenery there is, and flowers of every color, and just animals and bugs? And have you ever seen that? Their Jeep.
I've flown over it with my dad, but I'm from Sulliston. Yeah, cities are how most of us make our money. Cities are how most of us stay alive. In fact, that's most of what I do with my dad, is we transport goods and haul back and forth from cities and sometimes jump to planets. Sorry, but I kind of prefer the lights.
So, I guess the long and short of all this is that you, her, and me, we're all real different.
Oh, yeah.
So, maybe we'll learn some things from each other. What you think?
Tell you what, I'll watch you back, free of charge.
And I'll do the same for you, and I won't shoot you in it, I promise. And he reaches out his hand, and he goes to shake Jeep's hand.
Chief looks at your hand, looks up at your eyes. All right. And he'll shake your hand.
Beautiful. All right. Well,
Hey, girl. I mean, Maine, if or what? I'm sorry. I think we got off on the wrong foot. I've got a pretty good bender on right now, and like you said, yes, I might be a little more than I usually am, and I'm sorry for that. But it's you city folk scared the shit out of me.
Oh, well, I can understand that. You tough types don't exactly make me feel comfortable. So, shall we start over? And I hold my hand out to shake your hand.
And he sniffs at you a little bit, and yeah, and he reaches out his hand to you, and it's the most awkward not wanting to shake your hand because he doesn't want to smell like what you smell. I'm sorry that I put that on you, but I'm assuming to see that you're a city person that you have smelled it. I mean, you'd smell like that. So
She probably does. Probably pretty
yeah, very clean. You know what I mean? Like,
well groomed.
Not wanting to get that scent on him. He certainly he shakes your hand, but it's the shortest, most awkward handshake you've ever gotten. It's not like the one that you just saw him give Jeep. Sorry.
Well, she probably didn't see it because she was walking away.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys have gotten at least to introduce yourselves. You're walking through this extensive ruin. Obviously, you have this 3D data pad. So you walk through down many pillared hallways, walkways, brushing away hanging moss. The path is uneven but not difficult. After turning what seems to be 1,000 times and seeing patterned walls and capstones, all sorts of ruin archaeological stuff, you reach a wide opening in what seems to be a cavern in a hill. Heading inside, this massive cavern's roof is largely open to the air thanks to amply gorged Taldixian burrowing worms, their telltale silvery trails making swirling patterns of the unveiled rock. The cavern itself appears to be ancient and carved by means unfamiliar to you all. In the cavern's center, 7 levels of thick, hollow, concentric rings of varying diameters, their stone rings, are stacked on each other, each currently spinning counter to the one above and beneath it. Groups of bundled and twined power cables sprawl like ordered tentacles from whirring generators placed tactically all around the cavern. The entire area is railed off with orange warning lights, and droids journey to and fro, bleeping friendly warnings to tread safely. A stone table lies off to the side, where a human female dressed in off-white robes and ceremonial metal brooches fusses zealously over a series of network data pads whose blue glow illuminates her angled, careworn face.
When y'all gonna talk to her? Because I don't think you want me to do that.
I can do that. I can do that. And I walk up to this woman, and I'm very polite, hold my hand out to shake and say, "Hello, I am Mineth Faybeck. We've been sent here."
So she looks you up and down before she shakes your hand. Is your hand clean?
Yes.
She examines your hand and then she shakes it. And she says, "Pleased to meet you, Mayneth. My name is Ossa, and I am head of the expedition here."
Nice to meet you. This is Jeef and Rick Dat.
Rick. That.
The guy that brings in the big ones.
That's
Very
right.
well. Pleased to meet you all. So my guess is that you've been hired to come check out the gate and go through. So all I can say is just watch your step. Just please be careful and don't touch anything. I am currently working on the gate, and I can tell you some of the function. We're nearly ready to properly power the gate. We're just running some few final checks, and we just need the 7 keystones to place in each of the levels. And once we have those keystones, we can those will aim the device towards the gate on the other end, and you'll be able to travel between planet Shuzala and here. But we just need those keystones to make sure that everything is safe and everything is directed to where you need to go. We wouldn't want you landing on some unknown, uncharted planet somewhere. So we definitely need those keystones. And you can tell just from her speaking that she is extremely anal, extremely safety conscious. She's watching your every move, making sure you're not touching everything. She withdrew her hand and she wiped it immediately on a piece of cloth. And she's just making sure no one's, touching any of the lights or anything like that. And you can see that she's very safety conscious and very aware of what's going on around her. And she says, "I entrusted the 7 keystones to my subordinate, to my helper. And his name is Daknor. He's somewhere around the ruins. I'm not sure exactly where. But if you could just go get those keystones, then we can power the device and we can send you off and everything will be safe. You will need to obviously follow my safety briefing when you come back, and just to make sure that everything is completely above board." And she looks around her furtively.
Well, I appreciate your attention to detail, Asa. I guess we will go looking for a Daknor, you said?
Let me just check that. 1 second. I've got everything here. Daknor, yes. I will show you these people, so you don't know much about them yet, but I can reveal them. So we've already met Tano, so I'll show that character sheet there. You won't be able to see much. You should be able to see that it says a DASCore representative there. I'll put in a little bit more information as we get to know these people. Ossa here, We'll show that to the players. Yes. So she is representative of Cornova Corporation, and she's the head archaeologist here. And she's asked us to go to find Daknor Veknok. And she says Daknor is a Nikto. He's very pale. You should very easily be able to identify him. He's one of the few pale Nikto that I've seen on this planet. There's lots of Nikto from obviously every lineage, but there's very few pale ones.
So, wait, hold on there. I'm gonna pretend like I know what a keystone is, and then you're gonna tell me.
She says, "Oh, yes, of course. So what they are is a flat-topped pyramidic kind of object, and they each have a hole inside that goes from one end to the other, and that hole is how to explain? It's kind of like a keyhole. It's got lots of like rivets and things, and they help focus each level of the navigation aiming device of the gate. And when the right keystone is placed in the right area, when they all align and they're all with their different nicks and levels, they align so that the beam towards from the two planets, from this planet to the planet where you're going, that it's a straight line, so that there's no chance of ending up somewhere that you don't intend to end up.
Wait, yeah. I don't intend to go on that thing, but you mean we're not on a ship or on a beast or anything like that? Just you're gonna put me from here to someplace else through?
Well, that's up to you, sir. If you want to be on some sort of vehicle, you will need to either hire one or purchase one, and then obviously bring it here and fly it here, and we can obviously let you go through with a vehicle. As you can see, the device is easily large enough to contain a vehicle, but at the moment it seems like you don't have one, so you might need to go and hire one or purchase one or some other.
It was hypothetical, man.
Sorry?
It was a hypothetical statement. But what? Jeep.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you understand what the hell she's talking about?
Yeah, I've got a pretty good idea about it. We gotta find those. No. I'm worried about. Am I? Okay. Wait, you're talking about the gate? Okay, so
yeah.
So
fix this thing. What does it do to me?
So the gate will. It acts as if the gate is the vehicle. You step into it. Have you ever been on one of those moving sidewalks? This is pretty much what this is, except it goes really fast, based off of what you've said, right, ma'am? Anyway, and he zooms on before she can even respond. And it'll take you from here to there, and the gate is like the vehicle, except without sitting down in something and me driving it for you, because that's how it would work, right? Right. So instead of me driving it, we would all just step in and then be somewhere else.
Is it safe?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, that's she will interrupt. She will say, only with the Keystones. It's safe with the Keystones. It wouldn't be safe otherwise. That's why you will need them.
So then let's get those Keystones. Where is Daknor? Daknor?
He's somewhere around these ruins. You just need to find him. He's certainly not in this chamber.
Where
He
was
wandered off some time ago.
last time you saw him? If you don't mind enlightening us.
He was on the upper levels of the ruins. He said he was gonna get some air.
All right, well, let's head up then.
All right. So you.
I gotta go pick up pizza real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. So given that she's directed you to the upper levels, Nikto, yes, he's a pale Nikto. Let me. So. Where are we? Sorry. Got lots of things open here. Yeah. Yes. So.
Oh, he's one of these.
Glassa Nikto are the pale ones. Basically, they're from swamplands. The pale Nikto. And they're a little less common, especially here on Nimpander.
Is also just human?
Yes. She is
Really?
a Chandrilan.
Oops.
Oh.
Glissa. There we go.
And Pino was...
Tano was a Sakian, dark-skinned Sakian.
I don't know what most of these are.
So a Sakian just has a bold, kind of almost conical head. Other than that, they're known for their intelligence and cunning. And they're known to be great trackers. And Chandrilan humans basically have a really good knowledge of other races. They're politicos, a lot of them, so they have a lot of communications and trade and stuff with all sorts of different races. They get to know them really well. And Nikto are widely, and not all of them, but a lot of them are they're subjected to hut ruling. So the huts basically keep them as slaves, or they're under hut rule. A lot of them. Some of them aren't, but most of them are subjugated to hut rule. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, after about half an hour, of scouring the upper level ruins, you eventually find Daknor in a high up, shadowy stone hallway. Excuse me. He's idly kicking a smooth white pebble across the packed dirt and cobblestone floor. The breeze can be felt keenly in this area, and the shadows keep moving thanks to its force, causing the clinging vines to sway and rustle. Daknor himself is as pale as you've ever seen a Nikto, and seems at once dejected and upset. As your shadows move across his path, he jumps like a frightened rabbit and clasps his hand to his chest like he's seen a ghost.
This is our guy?
Looks like he's waiting for something. Did he? Well... Hey, Daknor.
Hello?
Hi, hey, how you doing? Yeah. So Asa sent us up here looking for the Keystones. Where are they, man? We've gotta get going, and we need those. You know, safe journey and all.
All right. 1 second.
And I'll look back over my shoulder and be like, "Come on up, help me out. This is like I can start it, but I can't seal the deal."
Yeah, you're Nikto? I mean, you're oh, that was good. You're Daknor?
Yes? You're not gonna hurt me, are you?
No. I'm Minith, and this is Jeef and Rick. We're the team that's supposed to go through the gate. And, Osa sent us to, you know, like Jeef said, get the Keystones.
Keystones.
Round you up for the Keystones. She said she put them in your care till she was ready for them.
Oh, yes. She gave me a sack. Yes. Yes. Well.
Oh, this isn't good.
Where
It says I don't have them. They're not important, are they?
well, they're very important. We can't go through the gate without them. We could end up who knows where without those. They're key, she said.
Oh. Well,
Are you sure you're Daknor?
yes. I've had a spot of bother, you see. Well, you're not going to hurt me, are you?
Well, why don't you tell us what happened, and then
If you don't hurry up and tell me what the hell's going on, I'm gonna hurt you.
figure that out.
Okay. Yeah, I had to sell that sack. You see, there's a spot of bother. All of my money, it comes from my research for Ossa, and well, there's this Twi'lek. His name is Patter, and he took all my research and claimed it for himself, and then I had no money, and he threatened to kill me, and he threatened to hurt me, and I can't. Well, I can't speak right, and then I thought I'll sell the things and I'll get money, and maybe I can get my research back if he doesn't hurt me, and so I sold them. I have one left. You can have that one.
Isn't Osa your boss?
Yes.
So let me just get this straight. She put something in your safekeeping and you sold it for your own purposes?
We're already gonna die.
He says, well, she said they were valuable, and I didn't have any money, and my family was going. Well, they can't eat without money,
And so tell us who you sold them to.
Okay, well, you can have this one, and he gives you the one that he has.
Swipe it back, drop.
Done. And he says, well, 4 of the Keystones I sold to Vince's Cantina chain. They were gonna, they said that they were gonna put it on display. And the others, well, one I gave to Powder because he said he would hurt me if I didn't. And he's at Chabak's gambling den. And one I gave to, well, I sold to Jiteus Osculor from Toshar Uta Shipworks. he seemed very interested in it. And that's all. There's 7. And 4 went to Vince's Cantina chain. 1 I gave you. 1 went to Chiteus in West Side, and 1 to Pata, who's threatened my life. Please don't hurt me.
Brother.
And please don't tell Osa.
You need to go fess up to Osa.
Oh no.
And you need to help make this right.
All right. Well, he seems like he doesn't want to do that. So if you want to try and bring him around to what you're saying,
I look at the big brute in our party.
all right.
You're a big hunter or something, right?
Yep.
So what's the likelihood you have something on you to encourage this?
As you say that lickety split, I draw my blaster pistol and I point it at him.
That'll do.
So
You can have it from me.
I think you need to come with us.
I'm not above shooting it right now.
okay, just don't hurt me. I'll do whatever you say.
Usually when you shoot something, you hurt it.
Done.
Tell me, do you have any Nikto skin?
On my body?
I'm not asking you, I'm asking him. As I gesture to all the furs he has all over him. Now go.
Or I'm gonna tell him to shoot you.
So I'll start leading the way back the way we came, I guess.
Okay.
And let the men handle our little friend here.
Move along.
Right. So just so that you guys all have what's going on here. So you have 1 keystone. That keystone is the 6th keystone. All right, the one that you've got. So there's 4 keystones at Vince's Cantina chain. 1 keystone Jiteus has at Trushar Uta Shipworks, and 1 keystone Pada the Twi'lek has at Chabat's Gambling Den in East Side. Okay. So I've posted all those there in the chat.
Gotcha.
Twi'lek. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, goody. Gambling.
Do we know what numbers those are?
No, and it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We need all of them.
Osa will be able to identify them.
Okay.
So where would you like to go first?
Well, so Menace's thinking is go back to Osa, make Daknor own up to what he did, and give her the one that's now in our possession so that it's where it needs to be, and we don't have to worry about losing it.
All right. So you can do that. Daknor will, spit out a confession, albeit that he's like, it wasn't my fault, and my family would starve, and I'm sorry, and she seems disappointed but not angry. She's just like, you shouldn't have done that, and now we have to. Now these are, these fine people have to go and fix your mistakes for you, and you know, he seems pretty ashamed. Apart from that, you know, she obviously says if you can help, she would appreciate it, and she offers you an incentive. She doesn't know what incentive yet. She'll have a think about it, but she says obviously for the proper safe workings of the device, you'll need to go and get them.
So what's a reasonable amount of credits for these? I imagine we're going to have to buy them back. And I really doubt that Vince's Cantina chain, at the least of this little list, is going to just give them back for whatever they paid.
Osa looks at the Nikto, and he Daknor gives her a data pad, and it's got the money that he was paid. So basically, she will transfer that to you because he hasn't spent it yet. And she says, I will look after your family for a couple of days. We'll sort something out. You know, so she's going above and beyond what an employer should at this stage. Says, you know, I'll foot the bill for them. Don't worry about that. Gives you a cred stick with the money that he was paid for the devices. So hopefully they'll take it back, like they'll for the same amount. And if they don't, well, I don't know. It'll be up to you then to decide what you do. But she's only got what's there, what they were paid, what he was paid originally for them.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Well, I need to work with.
All right. There, Nikto. Here's the thing. You're coming with us.
You're going to have to convince him, and it's going to be more than just pointing a gun in his face. He is petrified, and he is not. You're going to have to convince him somehow. So I'll need a roll of something. If you want to coerce him, you can. If you want to charm, you're going to use different words to that, because that sounds like a coercion to me. Whatever you want to use, you can, but, you know, role play that. I'm going to need a check. Because he is not cooperating with that.
Do you want to know the reason why you're coming with us, Nikto? The reason you're coming with us is because you're the idiot that sold these things. And if me, all of this, and the pretty girl over there, and the worm, if we go and retrieve these, he cocks his neck. Yeah, it'd just be easier if they dealt with their source. Don't you think so?
So, okay, before we roll, let's set up the destiny pool. Now, we've got to figure out how to do that. So
I know how to do that.
Cool.
So we're over on the left side, where underneath where it says sync pool with GM, it says roll destiny.
Roll destiny. Yeah. So if everyone could press that roll destiny button on their character sheet, and then press the sync pool with GM button.
Actually, you shouldn't have to do that after you do it.
Okay.
I couldn't have to.
Okay.
Ah, dang, shocker.
So it looks like we've got 2 for me and 2 for you. So it's 3 light, 3 dark. Okay.
I don't know why that would be. It should be just 2 and 2.
2 and 2. Oh yeah. Why'd it do? Oh, interesting.
That's weird.
Maybe there's one default. I'm not sure.
Huh.
Well, I did try to sync and I didn't do it. Maybe we should all sync to it.
It's okay. We'll go with what it says.
Okay.
Let's actually. I'll take it down to 2. There we go.
Yeah.
And then force player update. There we go. All right. Cool.
We're good.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
So now you can roll that check. So what are you using?
I am going to use. That's awful. I don't know. I think I'm just going to use
this, or are you trying to?
No, I'm just telling the truth. So, you know what I mean? It's not I'm not trying to be mean to the kid right now.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I'm just trying to explain to him the way that that Rick sees it.
So you can use charm or negotiation. You can use coercion if you want to bully him a little bit.
No, I don't want to bully him yet. I mean, they're just greens regardless. So,
okay. So roll him out, and because he is resisting this, and because his employer will stand up for him, despite the fact of what he's done, it'll be a hard check. 3 purples.
Okay.
Are we all working together in this?
You can.
Just gonna say.
If you want a group check, you can.
Yeah.
That might be best.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, do you see what I'm saying there? The Jeep. It's like when you go by part.
I completely understand. If we go, so you got to hear us out here, friend. If we go up there, someone's going to try to turn a profit. But if you come with us, they realize that you're just trying to get it back and may not try to turn a profit and might take it back for their money.
Right. Yeah. So who's got the highest presence then?
I have 2.
2?
I have 2.
2. And I'm guessing Corey has 2. And then who has the highest, either negotiation or charm?
I have 2 ranks in negotiation.
Okay.
Oh
yeah, we're gonna go now.
All right, so it's going to be 2 yellows, 3 purples.
Do we give her boost?
Yeah, we give her boost.
Yes, she will get 2 aids because you're both aiding, so 2 blues.
Look, it's just right thing for you to accompany us and make the introductions. It'll make this go a lot easier. So did you set everything?
I have not. Do you?
Okay. So I need to. All right.
So 2 yellows, 2 blues, 3 purples.
3 purples. And that.
Okay. So you succeed. Daknor stops stuttering for a brief moment, and he says, Oh, I guess you're right. Maybe they would try to turn a profit. Well, if you protect me, I'll come.
Well, your boss seems to want to keep you around, so I think protecting you is perfectly acceptable. What do you guys think?
Holster my gun. Where's the speeder?
Yeah, so he will come with you. So where would you like to go first?
So I think where Dacnor, where is this Vince's Cantina chain? Is it right here in the south, or?
Well, one of them is, he says. There's, but I don't know. And the one that I sold them to is here in Southside. So yeah, we can go there. I can take you.
Let's go there first. I think that's the closest. So that just makes sense to me.
Okay. So here we go to Vince's Cantina chain. So I haven't done a huge description of this one. It's basically your typical large, very clean cantina. It's got several Bith band groups, several areas with Twi'lek pole dancers. It's got public and private booths of all shapes and sizes. There's people everywhere. You know, just that. And obviously you can go up to the server and ask after these keystones, and that's fine. Okay, just let me find this guy's name. Alrighty. It's the problem with having things from multiple locations, multiple things. Okay, Vince's Cantina chain. Okay, so the server will say, oh yes, I know who purchased those. That would be Vince's decorator, Carson. I can page him for you. And
would you please? That would be most helpful.
Okay, so they page Carson. They say, here's a booth number, and Carson will come and meet you at the booth. You basically go into the booth. It's a private booth. Given that there's probably going to be a business deal going on or something like that, and negotiation, they don't want the open public necessarily to be seeing this. So you go into this private booth, you wait for about 10 minutes, and a very flamboyantly dressed male human will come in.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Can Rick do a scan of the room to see if he sees these things around the room?
Sees what?
The keystones.
Oh, sure. Just a perception check then.
Yeah, I got that. Guess what?
Easy.
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 So is that 1 or is that 2?
1.
1.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you look around, and as you're doing that, one of the servers jostles past you and accidentally knocks you, and you take a point of strain. But you clearly see when they jostle you, they sort of turn you a little bit, and the way that you're turning now, the way that you're facing, is right at this archaeological themed wall, and it's got like sort of Aztec motifs and all sorts of stuff. And the keystone, which is very similar to the one you've already gotten, is kind of like right in the middle of that. And there's like orange colored lights pointing down to it, and sort of like it's like the centerpiece of this mosaic.
Okay. So Rick, that would definitely kind of point that out. There's one of them right over there.
What?
Yeah, that key damn thing. I don't know. I'll just go take it off the wall. We can leave.
I turned to Dagmar. How long ago did you sell them?
Yesterday.
Wow, they work fast.
Yeah. All right. Well, if this didn't work out right, I guess it's just gonna have to be shtick, right?
Well, as you're standing up to move, this flamboyantly dressed man comes into the booth, and he says, "Well, hello. My name's Carson. Pleased to meet you."
Hi, I'm Minith Fayback. This is Jeef and Rick. And
Oh, wonderful.
I think you know this guy.
Oh, welcome to our establishment. Hope you enjoy your stay. How can I help you?
Well, Dagmar here, we understand, sold you those Keystones over there.
Oh, aren't they fabulous? They're just a centerpiece to our wonderful exhibit.
They really are, but you know what? They weren't his to sell, unfortunately, and we're here to see what we can do about negotiating a repurchase.
Oh, but they're vital to our month's fatigues, the archaeology chic.
Carson, did you say?
Oh, yes. My name's
Carson. You know how it's been, lately so difficult to obtain, the goods and things you need to run the business.
Oh, I know, darling. Yes.
Well, those are our key to us resolving that problem for everyone. And I'm sure that if we can repurchase these from you, we can find you something much better from some exotic location once the trade routes are freely accessible again.
Oh, it's not about money, darling. It's about how it looks. And he says, "Oh, well, how about this? I'll do you a deal. If you can, I hear this gateway is going to Chuzala. Is that right?"
That's correct.
Oh, yes. Oh, my fabulous partner, Sharon, she would just love these latest fashions that I have. And if you agree, I will I will send you along with this transport of fabulous goods for Sharon. And if you could deliver them, then I will just give you the keystone, and we don't have to worry about the money.
Well, that would be fabulous. I'd be more than happy to do that for you.
Oh, very well. Well, I will sort it out. I'll get a transport ready.
Wait. Hold. You talk way too fast and too much like a girl. But there was 4 of them.
He says, "Oh, yes, indeed. I will get them all. I see. I've put one each in each of my cantinas, the north, south, east, and west. But don't worry, I will sort it out. I'll get them shipped back here, and we will package it all up onto a transport, and then we can deliver it wherever you like. Back to the archaeological dig, then."
That would be perfect.
Oh, fabulous! Yes. Well, my partner's name is Sharon, and she'll just be over the moon.
Sharon. Fabulous. Carson, how soon might we expect delivery?
Oh, well, I can have it for you by morning.
Oh, that's just wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And he says, and not only that, but if you bring back that transport unscathed and don't you bring it back with any nicks on it, then I will even pay you for your trouble.
Oh, well, that's a very fine deal, sir.
Yes, I'm sure Sharon will have something for me.
He's giving them to us?
I look at Jeef, knowing that this is his wheelhouse, this transport.
Yeah. So this here, you won't see it, but Carson can tell you about it, and you'll be able to know that this here is the type of transport that Carson is speaking of. It'll have it'll have room for four passengers in total. There are 3 of you, so all three of you can fit on the top, and then there's there's compartments in it in the undercarriage that will have all of those goods sort of neatly packaged.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But all right, so I'm not so into this whatever you're talking about, but you're gonna give us what you didn't rightfully, and then we gotta do a thing for you.
I'll just deliver my goods to Sharon, and Sharon will obviously give you something for me, and it will be fabulous, darling. It's just a good deed for a good deed. I'll give you the our wonderful keystones that are the key to our archaeological exhibit, and I'll just have to find something else to replace them.
And look, it's a transport, Rick. You wanted a transport to go through the gate, right?
Yeah, but
done and done.
He just looks real puzzled about this guy.
Yeah.
And just looks over at the other two, and this is how this works.
I think, at least to get these, it will.
Sounds too easy. And when something's too easy, there's usually trouble.
You don't want to look a gift Nerf in the mouth.
What? Yeah. Hey, there, it's Carson, right?
Oh, yes, my name's Carson. And look at those muscles. Oh, I could just munch on those.
You touch me, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Oh, well, okay then.
But sorry. It goes like this. You got those things to wherever they needed to be in one day, right?
Yes.
So we'll have them back in one day.
Yes.
That is what he said, Rick. Now, come on, let's not harass us.
So there's only one last thing that we need from you. Well, maybe that I need.
Well, okay then.
This is a cantina. It's clearly a cantina. I can see it is. And
it's just wonderful, fabulous. Yes.
What is this fabulous? And he just looks at our female compatriot and goes, "What does that word even mean?"
Well, it means everything's wonderful, good, great, fabulous.
Right.
Roll with it, Rick. Roll with it.
So, y'all got thirst out up in this joint. talking to you there, Fabulous.
So he's like, well, I'm sure we sell all sorts of drinks. I can get a bartender for you.
Yeah, I need a drink after dealing with all of you.
Oh, well, clearly you do. He rolls his eyes.
All right. Hey, you.
Minith is trying to catch Carson's eyes, and she's like,
yeah. He picks it up.
let's go, Rick. We have lots more to chase down.
All right, so this effectively gives you 4 keystones that are going to be delivered in the morning, and there's no issues with them. They will be delivered, so you can cross off those 4, and they will be delivered in the morning.
Nice. All right.
So we've got 2 left.
Got the east side or the west side, boys?
Yep.
What's your poison?
You know that Deknor is most nervous about going to east side because that's where Patter is, and Patter's the one that took his work and who threatened his life.
We can. It sounds like it'll be fun.
Hey, Data. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna go over to your buddy there that wants to hurt you a little less than I do, and well, probably a little more actually. Sorry. And you're gonna introduce me to him, and we're gonna have a keystone. Okay.
Given that
you've have to be shtick.
Given that
He
you've
ain't gonna
already
do it.
succeeded convincing him to come with you, it will be an easy check then, because it's downgraded, to get him to actually go into Chabaks, because he's still scared, despite the fact that you said you are going to protect him. So it'll just be an easy charm check to get him to go in with you. And only downgraded because he's already agreed, because you've already done that. Otherwise, he will take you to the gambling den, but he won't go in.
Okay. Yeah, head up.
Okay. So, yep, he agrees to go in with you. And, it takes some time to convince him. And you just sort of arguing back and forth, and you'll take that point of strain, and he will eventually agree to go in after talking back and forth and you showing your gun a couple of times. And yeah,
this is not something we're going to negotiate anymore. Either you're going to do it, or I'm going to show Mr. Machete here what the inside of your body looks like.
All right, so he'll agree, and he will take you. So you make your way there.
When we get to the door of the establishment, as we're ready to go in,
Yep.
Minith will link her elbow through his companionably and kind of just quietly say to just him, I've never been in one of these places. I'm nervous too.
Okay.
We'll stick together.
So going inside, again, there's not huge amounts of description here because this is your typical busy casino. They offer sabak, They offer Motion Rounder. They offer a couple of other, or many other different types of games, as well as refreshments in the shape of drinks mixed by an especially skilled droid mixologist. And there's like neon flashing signs saying, you know, droid mixologist. And there's like a sign at the bar that says, if you can name a drink that the mixologist doesn't know, all your drinks will be free.
Mhm.
Apart from that, this is just your standard casino. You can go in, you can ask for the owners. Basically, Pata is one of the owners. He's a co-owner of Chibucks. And so, again, same thing will happen here as happened at the Cantina chain. They will get you a private room, and Pata will come down in about 10-15 minutes. It takes him a little bit longer than it took Carson, but he will come and meet you. And as he opens the sliding door to the private rooms, he presses the button, comes in, and he just looks at the Nikto, and he's just like, ugh, and he's shaking his head. What are you doing here?
Well, he's brought us here. Daknor, you're forgetting your manners.
I'm not talking to him.
You're supposed to make the introductions. And she pinches him lightly. Like, come on.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Jeef.
Well, these are people with guns, and this is Pata with guns. So guns.
Minith holds her hand out like she's been doing all along. I'm Minith Faybeck. These are my companions, Jeef and Rick. And we've come to retrieve something that Daknor had no business selling you.
Pata just goes, whoa, what story is he spinning this time?
I understand he sold you an artifact that we need. A keystone?
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Got some notes from this guy. Yep.
Like a triangle rock, right?
Right.
When did you sell this one, Dago?
He says, so he told you that he sold me this keystone.
Well, if you want to go that route, he said you bullied him into selling it and that you've been giving him trouble.
He says, damn right I've been giving him trouble. It's well within my right. It's my research after all.
What do you mean?
You look like the researching type.
Yeah, he does actually. He's wearing adventurer's garb, and you know he's got a satchel. He's got all sorts of stuff, and he does actually look like the type.
Oh boy!
And
okay.
he's quite muscled for a Twi'lek anyway. And he looks very confident. He's like, so what story has he told you? Like,
Well, the important thing is that he says he sold you a keystone.
well, I mean, I agreed to pay him off because he just kept on bugging me, like wanting my research, and he ended up taking it, and then I had to like bully him to get it back. It's mine after all. I'm well within my rights. So yeah.
What research?
Archaeological research. It's for the gate. He's claiming that he's part of the team and
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that's me.
So ultimately, here's the big deal, though. If you don't give that back, then Corp will come after you in full force rather than just sending the four of us. And with as much money as they have compared to your den here, I doubt that you'd be able to defeat them in any court system.
He says, well, I mean, I don't really care for the Keystone. I mean, it's not going to get me anywhere. I guess if you can just give me back the money I paid for it, as long as my name goes on the research, I'm not really worried. So you can have it as long as I get
Your
it.
name goes on.
That would
Wait.
be
Go ahead.
That would be wonderful. I don't know that we have much sway in the issue of whose name goes on the research, but we can certainly repay you what you paid for the Keystone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll definitely make sure your name goes on that gate, sir.
Wonderful. All right. And he'll do the deal. He'll give you the Keystone. He'll take what he paid for it, and he says, "And if I see you in here again," and he points to Daknor. "If I see you in here again, well, there'll be trouble."
Minith gives Daknar a stern mom look at that because she's not so sure that he's been truthful with us.
Yeah, well, Daknor is just peeing himself at this stage. Just totally can't even speak while in Pata's presence.
So Minith will exchange the credits with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume you have the Keystone with you?
Yes, he gives it to you.
Fabulous. And we won't bother you anymore. Thank you so much for your time.
No, well, I don't hold it against you. People like this, and he sort of looks again at Daknar, under the thumb of Hut Rule, useless pieces of, and he cusses, and he's clearly a bit racist. He certainly has his opinion, and he says, well, but this is Chibux, and you're welcome, but he's not. Get him out of here.
So I got one question as we leave.
Mm-hmm.
How many times somebody fooled that bartender?
None.
None, huh? Great. All right. Well, thanks for being civil and not being civil.
He nods his head and takes one more greasy look at Daknor, slams open the door, walks away.
And as we're walking out, Rick walks behind Daknor and kind of gives him that push in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You three are gonna wait right here. I'm gonna see if I can stump that bartender.
Okay.
So while you're doing that, I look at Daknar. I'm not sure that you've been 100% honest with us. What exactly is this research you've been doing?
He tells you in his stumbling speech exactly what he's been doing, which he will give you very clear details, albeit in a stumbling manner, which is things like he was the one that figured out the Keystones each have a tone that when the machine is powered up, it sends like a breath of air through all of the different keystones, and what they do is they produce a tone, and that tone is part of the integral workings of the device. If the tone doesn't sound correctly, then it aims at a different spot in space. And so he will tell you in these simple terms that GRE technology is widely about musical tones and how they're used. And he says it's a wonder. Like we don't have anything like this in our technology, and it took us a while to actually dig up what it's about and how this actually worked. We had to like breathe through the stones, and they made different tones, and we had to figure out which one was going to go where, that sort of stuff. And he is very knowledgeable about it. So what you get from that, I mean, you can check his motive if you like.
Sure.
So it's discipline, I believe, isn't it, Jim? For that, I think if he's trying to, let me check. I haven't done this. It's pretty clear, even just from him just speaking, that he knows what he's talking about.
Okay. So she's pretty impressed with that. And I don't know that I need to do a roll. She's pretty impressed with that, and just the fact that he can speak intelligently about it. You know, she's willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
You certainly sound like you know what you're about. I'm impressed. Shall we make our way to the shipworks? What were they going to do with this keystone? Do you know?
Again, in a stumbling speech, he'll sort of say that as far as he knows, the person that he sold them to, Jataeus is very interested in ancient archaeological finds, and he basically collects archaeological relics.
Okay. Well, let's make our way to him and see if we can't get as lucky as we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
Well,
As we travel, I'm going to pull out one of the keystones and I'm going to blow into it.
Okay. It will make a tone when
Cool.
you do that.
I'll pull up my data pad and record the tone.
Okay.
And do that with what? We have 2 now?
we have 2, yeah.
You have 2.
Yeah, I'll do that with both of them.
Okay. And they're quite distinct and different tones.
Okay.
Neat.
So we're going to Tusha Uta Shipworks. So
First time I was a bartender.
sorry?
Say what?
First time I was a bartender.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yes. So what are you doing with the bartender?
So Rick walks right up to the bar and looks at the bartender and goes, "So if I name a drink, you know how to make it, then I drink here for free forever?"
For the day, sir.
For a day. Okay. You know drinks from Unit Prime?
Yes, sir. There's several.
You see, Okay. Bet you don't know this one. I would like for you to make me a big fat monkey sex.
Big fat monkey sex. All right. So tell me, as the GM, is that a real drink, or are you trying to pull this over him?
Oh, he's totally fucking with him.
So it's not a real drink.
But it's a drink that he'll say is real afterwards, and
Right.
even give you ingredients, but probably not.
Probably not.
And
Okay.
it probably tastes like crap.
So he'll consult his knowledge, right? So let's see here.
I'm sure. Oh, Jimmy,
Right. So, and given that this is not a real drink,
right?
right? So, oh, yeah, he looks at you and he goes, I've been to that planet. And I've learnt every drink they have. And that's not a real drink.
You ever been to the Rusty Armpit in the middle of the forest?
If it's a real place, he's been there. If it's not, he'll say,
No, it's a real place. You know what I mean? It's like it would be his local watering hole, you know,
yeah.
in the little
He'll say, yeah, the owner's name is
Bill.
Yeah.
Trushna. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. I still got a tab with her. And you ain't never made a big hot monkey sex before. You didn't see. It's like her marquee drink. What are you talking about?
And he says, he rattles off, 4 different drinks, all from that place.
Yeah.
And he says, I know all them.
Yeah. Well, it can I get a stout?
He says, sure. Nice try. I get plenty of you. I get plenty of people like you every day, and he makes you whatever you want.
He just asked for a Tavares,
which isn't a real thing.
It's his favorite beer, and he asked for a Tavares stout.
All right.
You guys pour them big ones.
Yeah, I mean, he'll make it whatever size.
Yeah, it's just the biggest size you got.
All right. So they come pretty big because there's pretty big people around, especially huts and that. So it's a hut-sized mug.
Lovely. And he's carried it with 2 hands, and he's just walking and drinking at the same time. And he gets to where the group is, and he just sets it down at the feet of the Nikto and goes, I needed to do that because you're an idiot.
Nikto's like, okay, whatever, just don't hurt me.
I really wanna, it's
not resort to name calling and violence. Let's just get on to the next place, shall we?
Good plan. All right. So, so that'll cost you. And how much it will cost you for a hut-sized drink? I'm just having a look here. It would cost you, for a hut-sized drink, about 10 credits.
Yeah, he just got 100 credits, and he don't care.
All right.
He's got 125 credits or something like that, right? Because then they give us
Yeah.
25 credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
So,
good. You've got plenty of money.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say
So
plenty.
that's the same amount as a whole meal.
Hmm?
Well, it
Kinda
is
is a meal.
Drink
Anyway.
is dinner, so
All right, so cool. We're good with that. You make your way to Tosha Uta Shipworks. All right. The sales floor of the shipworks is a cleverly sculptured series of time-worn but polished ship parts, ingeniously connecting tubes, engine casings, coiled springs, and much more in a latticework of engineering memorabilia encapsulating hundreds, if not thousands of years. The male sales rep, a casually hovering Toydarian in inexplicably clean white overalls over navy suit wear, which is a horrendous combination of clothing, flits this way and that before beckoning you over to a marble table full of glowing screens displaying various ships and their features in full 3D animation.
I'm going to ignore him and kind of leave the group. I'm going to pull out my hand scanner and with my data pad, and I'm going to start trying to scan for a similar reading to the Keystones. See if I can just find it.
Alrighty. Let me have a look at that. So I need this document now, and it's Jataeus. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely find it. It is behind the desk that this Toydarian just hovered from towards you.
Oh, cool.
Toydarian.
So what's around the
Toydarian
rest
is
of this?
Toydarian is the people that the guy that like enslaved Anakin.
Yeah,
That's right, Andy.
that's it.
Yeah.
oh, the eyes. Okay.
All right. Yeah, and he's floating in a little thing.
He's got wings. He's hovering.
Oh, he's got wings. Yeah, he's got wings. All right. Does G say say anything to anybody else? Any of the three of us?
Once you guys get up to the desk and I find that, I'm sure that I'll, like, you'll see it, my eyes go big and go.
It's
Like, I will point and mouth the words from behind him.
Well, how can I help you?
oh well. I'm Mineth Faybeck, and this is Rick and Jeef, and I believe you know Daknor already. We're hoping you can help us. We're hoping you can help us correct an error. You see, Daknor here sold you something, a keystone.
Yeah, it's a useless piece of crap.
Well, it's actually quite important.
No, not to me, it's not.
No business selling it. It didn't belong to him. So we would like to, buy it back from you.
Well, I'm a conveyor of relics from starships from Expansionist era and the Sith War, he says. And I hear that some of those relics that Osa has. And if you agree to copy her datapad and bring me back a copy, so that I know which area these relics are in and how much they might be worth so I can pay her off. Yeah, I'll give that to you. It's worthless to me.
Well,
Yes.
worthless to you, but I am guessing that you like to eat, maybe drink now and then.
He sort of turns his head and he's like, What are you trying to say?
Well, and it looks like you have a business here. Does that involve, trading, moving goods to and from planet to planet?
Says,
By
of
chance?
course. I mean, we've got outlets on many planets.
So, of course, you're aware of the current situation with trying to ship anything back and forth.
Well, Tumsharo to Shipworks does business with all factions, the Empire, rebels. If they're paying, we're selling. So,
And I imagine that's been a difficult proposition lately. Am I right?
I mean, as long as your cargo is above board.
Or you're selling to the Empire a lot, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the way you make easy money.
Yes,
No.
yes it is.
She thinks for a second. She's not sure how much she really wants to say to him if he works for the Empire a lot.
Well,
So they're flying there, guy. You like to sell stuff, and we need that thing. How about we just buy the damn thing from you? Not interested in working for you.
You'll have to convince him. He's like,
said
I
it
really
was
would like
worthless
that
to you.
data pad.
You
Well,
said it was
I'd
worthless
really
to
like
you.
another beer, but you hold the data pad in one hand, and I'll hold a beer in my other hand, and we'll see which one gets filled first.
We wouldn't want to put ourselves in a position that might compromise our situation with our new employer. I'm sure you can understand why we would have to decline on the data pad portion.
Well, of course not. I can provide you with a suitable distraction.
I believe we're more than equipped to restore your purchase price in exchange for the item.
All right. So
Chief is wide-eyed, looking back and forth like, he's giving us a what?
negotiation. Because
Sweet.
And can she get one boost die for that for me?
yeah, and it'll be
Not
average.
getting one from Chief.
It'll be average.
Chief was all about the idea of getting this stuff off the data pad.
So 2 purple, your whatever your check is, and a boost die.
Boost die. Nice. And I'm just going to roll it like I got it.
Okay.
Roll it like you stole it.
Okay.
Go.
Look at that.
So you negotiate back and forth. He keeps on bringing up this data pad thing, but eventually, after taking a point of strain, he does agree to sell it back to you for the price that he sold it, and that he bought it. And did you say, Jim, that you were interested in doing the whole data pad thing?
I'll talk to him afterwards.
Yeah. Okay. So he sort of eyes you and winks, and he gives the party the keystone, and the deal is done as far as that's concerned.
Nice.
My plan is to go and sneak that and do that during downtime between now and tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm also very interested in having that information for myself as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So
will you go back in there and just sort of say, "Oh, I just need to do one quick thing," and go back in there and talk to him, or are you going to do that tonight? Well, I sort of come back later.
No, I'm gonna. I keep trying to say Sneech. Jeef looks and goes, "Oh, hold on. Something in there on the way out caught my eye. I want to check on it and see if I'll be right back." And I'll go in and take something from right by the window, like completely indiscriminatory, grab it and just run up to the guy and point to it and he goes, "I like your idea."
He leans in and he says, "Oh, very good." And he pulls out something from underneath the counter, and he sort of sleights of hand it to you. And what it is a can of instant oil slick. And he says, "This will provide an ample distraction. That woman, she's so safety conscious. As soon as she sees it, she'll be all about it."
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, absolutely. You know what? I think you've got this laid down. How about you meet me, let's say later tonight, sort of mid-cycle, at Chabek's Gambling Den?
All right. And he hands you a blank data pad and he says, just copy it straight over.
Great. Turn my bag around.
He also gives you a USB-sized hacking assistant to assist you with this. And that'll give you a blue die.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right.
That bag around.
That's
Drop.
all done. You all can, go anything that anyone also. Obviously, you take the goods back, and we can resolve that easily. Does anyone want to say anything, do anything with either Ossa or with
That for sure.
Yep.
I do.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I turn to Daknor and I say, "You've done well. You've made right. You made things right. Now, stick
The hell
to
are you
your
talking about? You
guns
made things right.
and don't make this mistake again. Okay? Osa seems to have your back. Just do her solid and be loyal to her." And I wish you well.
But my business is ruined. He's taken everything.
I think this will all get straightened out in the end somehow. I really think Osa has your back, and you certainly seem to know what you're talking about. So I think these things just have a way of righting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
He'll trip up. He'll say something and give himself away.
Okay.
All right, everybody. So I'm glad I didn't have to shoot you.
I'm glad too.
Yeah, I'll show you what the inside. But the thing is, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I think I really agree with the Menace here. You were kind of a dick for doing that.
So I was just trying to feed my family.
Well, you want to know something I heard about today? If you work for the Adacor place, they got money that they just throw out.
I'll have to look into that, he says.
Yeah, it's the only reason I'm here is because I'm gonna look for someone that throwing out money. And I'll tell you what, if I find some, I'll come find you and it'll be all right. All right. So, and he slaps him really hard on the back, and like he does it in front of his boss, and a whole bunch of just dust and fur comes off of him when he does this,
Okay.
and
All
he
right.
goes,
Before you speak, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you.
yeah.
You slap
Yeah.
him
Oh, I
really
knew I was gonna make
hard.
a reaction.
You slap him really hard, and time slows down for the camera. Okay, time slows down, and out from Tano's pouch that he's got, this device just spins out, and in slow motion, the camera follows it, and it zooms in, and what the camera sees is a thermal detonator, and it's just shooting out of the bag because you just slapped him and he's just like spilled all of the bag everywhere. And this thermal detonator is flying through the air, and it's flying and it's flying, and the camera pans back to the characters who see this thermal detonator flying through the air. You have an instant and a second to react. What are you doing?
I hate you.
It's
Yeah,
on
yeah, I
his
mean-
sheet. It's,
Oh no, I'm not saying it's not, but it doesn't make me like you about that anymore. Yeah, I would like to certainly. I see it fly out, and I know what it is. I've used them before to catch, to
You
take
hunt
down
with
animals.
thermal detonators.
Sometimes you got real big things you got to hunt, and you got to take a leg out or something. But yeah, no, I. How can I?
I'll let you all think for just a second. I'm going to take 1 minute and just walk away for a sec, and I'll be right
actually,
back.
can we
Have a
take a couple minutes
think.
break here, real quick?
Yeah,
Yeah,
have a quick bio, and we'll come back on that image, and we will resolve what happens with that. So we'll be right back, guys. Under 5 minutes, we'll be back.
All right, cool.
I'm not evil. I'm not even a thief. I just like the idea of everywhere that we go, I have to somehow secretly sneak away to find something or
Nice.
convince y'all to go in a certain direction roleplay wise.
Okay, that's fair. Well, and I'm always the goody two shoes, so no surprise there. We'll see what we can do with her. Though having Corey's characters around always seems to pull others in the direction of corruption of some sort sooner or later.
Well, I'm not corrupt.
Well, she has a.
I just like stuff.
Minute has a reputation to uphold, you know.
My goal is to be like famous somehow, though.
Hers is essentially that, but to be respected. More like, you know, known for her training. You know. So, yeah. Corey's gonna get us blown up, though.
This is my distraction. Just letting you all know.
Right? This is Matt being prepared for Corey. This has been fun. I've liked all the RP we got to do tonight.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And we're back.
It's been fun negotiating with everybody.
Alright, so Jim, what is your character doing as the camera pans away just for a minute or for a second away from the explosive at your face? You know, got that nice close up. What are we looking at?
And where are we right now? Are we
we're in the ruin, and the device is pretty close to us.
Worst possible place we could be.
Worst possible place for an explosion. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. This is It'll be fun. I didn't plan for this.
I get it.
I did not plan for this. So let's see.
Osa. She's around?
Oh yeah.
Got it. I'm gonna run over to her, and I'm gonna literally like tackle her and shout, "Get down!" And thus starts my plan of.
Yes. Okay. So you can do that. You're doing that. So Chris, what is?
So what would my knowledge be of one of these things?
You tell me.
Nothing.
So it's, you know, you've been a trader, so you've probably seen these things sold.
But I'm betting. I don't think I would have seen them in operation.
I highly doubt it.
So I think I dive for cover.
So there is, as far as cover goes, you know, there's these metal they're almost like construction bars and stuff with the hazard lights and stuff. So they don't really provide any cover pretty much. So the cavern is a little bit honeycombed, right? So there's like these, they're like false holes that are in some of the cavern walls, and you could like jump inside of one of those and dive down, or there's that stone table that Osa is behind, and which your companion is running towards and about to dive over onto Ota to tackle her to the ground. So there's that stone table that you could jump behind.
I think I would immediately follow him.
Mm-hmm.
That makes more sense than her going for her own spot because, you know, she's kind of oblivious. So the minute she realizes he's going that way, she's going to head there too.
Okay.
Not on his heels, but like for the same cover.
Yeah, and as you're starting to move, the camera pans back and it sees Daknor, and Daknor is doing this. He's like trying to reach for the explosive device, trying to catch it before it gets to the ground. He is going for the device. You guys are running away from the device. I kind of need Corey, but
Come on, Corey.
you're muted, Jim. You're muted, Jim.
I'd like to spend a destiny point.
Okay.
Awesome.
You may.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, that works, because what I was going to do was a destiny point, too. So,
Okay, so what is this destiny point doing?
When I tackle her, I knock the data pad out of her hand and it breaks.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Good. All right. That happens.
Okay, that is not what I thought he was going to say at all.
not at all.
No. In the mechanic skill, it says a character may use a mechanic's any device that suffers physical damage may be repaired using the mechanic skill with proper tools.
Nice.
I am trying to set myself up to use my better skills. And I think that's worth the destiny point for me.
Yes, and in my game, if it's okay with you guys, I will not cancel out any destiny points you spend, and I will, if it's okay with you guys, have it so that you can't cancel out destiny points that I spend. Is that all right? We didn't talk about that, but I really like it. I think
it sounds great for the story. Yeah, I'm only concerned like a situation might pop up where like, holy crap, no, we can't let this happen.
I'm not gonna be a dick.
Oh, well then I'm on board.
Cool. Yeah, that's not Matt's way. So
I will make things interesting. But I'm not just going to blow you to smithereens just because I've got a story point to spend or something.
Yeah. But I've got an idea how to blow something to smithereens.
Does that include not being able to upgrade rolls though?
So you can upgrade your rolls. You can upgrade an opponent's rolls. So all that will happen is that if I spend a die to do something, you can't cancel it, and if you spend a die to do something, I can't cancel it. So you can still spend one at any time to do whatever it is you want to do, but you can't cancel one that's being spent because we're telling a story. So to say I'm spending a story point to do something and then having that story cancelled just doesn't feel good to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool. Good. So, Corey, what is your character doing?
Yeah. So Rick Dat, so that thing's activated. It's not just rolling out of his pack. It rolled out of his pack and activated that way.
Don't know. All you can see is the device, and you can see him going after it. You can see that slow mo, and you've only got that split second to make a decision.
Yeah. So, with the push on his back, I actually push him towards it, and he lands on top of it.
Okay. Well, he was going for it anyway,
and then,
so you know.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But I give him a little bit more convincing per se, and his whole body lands right on top of it. If you want me to use a story point for that, I'll do that as well.
No, I don't need a story point for that. Because he was going for it anyway. So, given that I had already given you that, it's all good. I am.
It's always good when there's a long GM pause.
Yeah.
When you don't expect things and you're like, how do I want this to go down? So I think what's going to happen is I'll spend a story point as well. So I click that one. Cool. And Daknor gets to the device, and what he does is he catapults it skyward, and it will explode in the air out of the way of the device.
Oh.
And what will happen is there are those burrowing worms there, and it will explode the area that the burrowing worms had burrowed through has now been enlarged by about 1.5 times how big it was is the explosion, and rock and dust and worm just explode everywhere and fall down onto the floor. And what we have is the way that these burrowing worms work in this case is their flesh is going to burn hot. So we are, it's like marshmallow explosion is going on. And I want resilience checks, please, as this fiery ore and rock and worm flesh just fall to the ground. Without difficulties. I just want to
Straight up
resilience checks.
Okay. This is gonna hurt. Oh, maybe not.
Okay.
So just straight up.
Yep. Okay. So what happens then is you will each take a point of damage, all right, from the flame, and I'm giving it the fire property. So it'll go through soak. It'll just be one breach, and you are a flame, but it's no action basically to roll yourself over and put yourself out. If you don't choose to do that for your maneuver, then you will be on fire. So just take a point of damage. You've all avoided getting hurt more than that, and you're on fire unless you spend a maneuver to put yourself out.
Yeah.
And you've seen this man, Daknor Vecner, put himself in danger, catapult the the device up into the air where it's not going to affect the machine. But now the whole room is filled with slightly burning hot stone and flesh.
Perfect. I'm gonna jump in if nobody minds and start taking care of some of my business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll use a maneuver to put myself out. I will oil slick right on top of Lady, rather than at her feet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna cover her in this stuff.
Yep.
And I'm gonna switch out her broken data pad for the one that she gave me.
Okay. So that would be simple sleight of hand, given that there are so many distractions. Sleight of hand would be skullduggery.
Yep.
So simple, no purples.
Any blues because of the situation, or?
Yeah, sure, you can have a blue.
Awesome. Here we go.
Cool.
Bingo.
Yeah, she has no concept of what's happening. Her mind is completely on safety and on, so she does not notice at all.
Would you mind if instead of replacing it, I just took it? Or do you want to keep it?
Yeah, you can take it. So like, because her mind's going to be on other things. Probably though, if you take it and don't replace it, you would think that once she's had time to calm down, she might notice then.
Okay. Okay, we'll go with it.
Okay.
Take it and replace.
Take and replace. Done. What are the rest of you doing?
So I will definitely roll to put myself out. And then I think I'll look around for anything to put any fires out.
So what you can see is there is a large box that is on the other side of that stone table. And this box looks like something that's been brought in here by one of those rolling goods roller, right? Like it's been manufacturally rolled in because it's really heavy. But inside of that box is every possible scenario of what could go wrong in this area. There's something in there for that because she is super into safety and she has everything. She's probably hasn't got something specifically for falling hot debris. However, there is definitely a fire extinguisher in there. There's definitely safety blankets in there. And, you know, there's medical kits and what's not as well. But there's not something to clear up this mess because that's not something she thought of. But the danger aspects of it, yes, there's stuff there.
Definitely. So I will grab the fire extinguisher and, you know, if it looks like something needs to be hit with that, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And Corey.
Yeah, I'm certainly gonna roll and move a maneuver to roll around and put out the fire.
Yep.
But there, them worms, them some good eating. And I've been drinking all day, so he just kind of rolls over, gets a big old fat piece of cooked worm, and starts eating it.
All right. Well, it's not. I would call this blue as far as how well it's cooked.
Yes.
It's been set alight, but that's it. It's blue.
That doesn't bother him much at all. And yeah, so he's doing that, and as he's doing it, he's smiling at that woman.
It's tough, leathery meat, and it sort of tastes like the earth.
Yeah, not the first time he ate it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you're all okay. Obviously, there's a lot to clean up here, and Osa is beside herself. She's like dusting herself off. She's like petting everyone. She's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" She's like,
she's covered in that oil slick.
Oh, yes, she is. And she's slipping all over the place because she can't do anything. But she's trying to look after herself. She's trying to look after everyone else, but she cannot because she's covered in an oil slick. So she looks a little bit distressed right now.
I'm okay, but you need to get a grip on yourself, Osa. Get a grip on yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself, and they won't be any good to anyone.
Okay.
Calm down.
I'm going to say that you're giving her a boost die to her cool check because she is not doing well here.
Nice.
So let's find out just how bad it is. But because you're calming her down, she's got a boost die. So she's still fretting, but she's got 2 advantages. And with that, she manages to move herself so that she's not in a bath of oil. She's kind of to the side of the oil. She's still got it on her, but she's not bathing in it anymore with those 2 advantages. But she's still kind of fretting. She hasn't succeeded on her cool check.
Okay. And how does Daknor look?
Relieved. And he is in a fetal position, rocking back and forward. Going.
Okay. So as long as he doesn't look like he's on fire,
No, he's all right.
Minith will continue to try to talk to and soothe Osa.
Yeah, and you'll be able to.
You've done good here. We have everything we need.
Cool. All right. So, given the fact that you want to do some stuff here, Jim, I'll put the spotlight on you. Obviously, everyone's distracted with what's going on, especially Osa, who's still beside herself, still got oil all over her. So what are you actually doing?
I'm going to, moving quickly, I'm directing people to go, start help with the cleanup, tell them how bad everything is that happened, and I'm making my way to that place that we actually found Daknor when he was just kicking around that stone, because I remember he was beside himself.
Mm-hmm.
So directing anybody that's along that path, tell them what's going on, making this move if they haven't heard of it or didn't know what's going on or how bad the situation was, pointing them, hurry up, you need to go down there. Make sure that nothing gets on the gate. Go.
Mm-hmm.
And I get there and literally will huddle down and pull out her data pad and start trying to seriously, I will pull out the data pad they gave me. I'm just taking off the glass, just prying off the glass, put the other data pad's glass onto it, trying to fix it so I can get everything working on through it. And then whatever checks you need me to start making.
So it's a mechanics check to get it working.
Awesome. Versus what?
How bad did you break it?
Well, the breaking it was, I was thinking my original plan was I was going to, from there, I thought I would have more time. And so I would try to, from that point, fix it for her.
Right. So what about this then? Before you roll your mechanics check, we will roll an attack. It'll be an unarmed attack, right? You're effectively, however many successes you get on your attack will be the damage that this device will take, okay? So it'll be an unarmed attack using Brawl. And given that you were diving for her, I'll give you a black to make this a little bit. And yeah, roll out attack and we'll see just how much you damaged it.
I have never, ever in my life wanted to fail so bad.
I know, right? Okay, so you got an advantage. Basically what that means is that it'll be a well, not simple. You broke it enough. So easy to repair.
All right.
It'll skittle along the ground. It's, you know, a bit beaten. Yeah. So easy, 1 purple check for mechanics.
All right.
Ooh. You fail.
I have to fail with 2 advantages.
How would you like to spend those?
I am going to spin those. Got it. I'm going to spin those to. I have an idea.
Go for it.
And I am going to use those to give myself a blue dice on my next check.
Okay.
I'm going to go running down straight to her and show her and say, I found this. I think this is yours. Look, I can fix it for you.
We've got some echo now.
I'm sorry, is that me?
I think it's Corey.
Oh, but like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. You get cleaned up and I will fix this for you.
Okay. You don't need to check unless you want it. You can save your blue for now. She doesn't realize what's going on. The story basically determines that she's going to be like thankful to you. So your check can be the next mechanics check that you
cool.
roll.
Since she knows that I have it now, and I have permission to fix it, do I have time instead of rushing to do it?
Yes.
Cool. So then, let's just say that blue dice carries over to help me. It represents the time that I'm getting to take.
Represents the time. Yeah.
And you can tell me, like, when do you want me to roll that now, or do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I mean, this was all kind of you, like your idea. You wanted to get this accomplished.
Okay.
The others are consoling and cleaning stuff up and whatever else. So,
let me check something real quick to make sure that I'm not. Oh, you know what? I don't have to roll.
okay.
I'm a total idiot. I don't have to roll because I have. I've never used this before, so this is new to me. Redundant systems. I do have to roll. Make an easy mechanics check to harvest components from a functioning device to repair a broken one without breaking the first device.
All right, go ahead.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Wow. So you succeed. It's repaired. You can take components, which means that you can take data. What do you want to do with that triumph?
So what it means is that I can use the other data pad I was given to fix the other one without making the original one break.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to use for that triumph is that I'm going to spin that triumph to through the process and the let's say that by looking at everything, it's been jostled so much that it's not done a hard reset, but it's reset her password.
Okay.
So that cracking into it may not be difficult. Finding the data could still be difficult, but I'm not going to have to
Get past the password.
Right.
Right. Cool. Done. You are effectively in. I just need a stealth or skullduggery check to copy the data without them noticing. I don't need the computers because you're already in.
Okay.
Yeah, that, however you want to do that stealthily, whichever check you want to use, without anyone noticing. So it'll be versus perception in this case. So there's no purples because I will actually be versus vigilance. So I'm going to roll vigilance. You're going to roll stealth or skullduggery, and we'll see who wins. Vigilance. Are you happy with that?
I'm very happy with it, but I don't think it's an honest roll on my part because stealth, even though it's better for me, is agility based.
Okay. So
maybe a computer's check to be able to go through there and hide like the timestamp on searching for it, or change the timestamp on searching for it, since she obviously doesn't have it right now.
So my narration, right, was you're copying data so that no one sees it. So you could. So you're au fait with computers. So maybe it's like this. Maybe you're using computers by putting up like a 3/4 of the screen is filled with something that's like you are doing something totally legit, and 1/4 of the screen is you doing the hack and copy, so that 3/4 of the screen is what's obvious. So I'm happy for you to roll computers to say that that's how you're hiding your operations.
Okay. Yeah. That's the honest roll. It's not the better roll, but that's the honest roll, and I'll take it.
Okay. Then we are going with willpower, vigilance. Okay. So then go ahead. And she. So both of you scored exactly the same.
Okay. So I failed to not get caught.
But she doesn't realize. So she sees that there's another screen there. Okay. But she doesn't know that that's for copying because her mind is elsewhere. So she's suspicious, but she hasn't actually seen it happen.
Okay.
So you've transferred the data. The data's transferred. She's suspicious, but she hasn't got proof. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. Done.
And I will...
if any of the players want to roll vigilance to see whether you notice this, you can. You don't have to. You can just say, I wasn't paying attention, I was cleaning. Whatever makes sense for you at this stage. If you want to roll, you can.
I do. It's just a straight up vigilance.
It is vigilance, and basically you're comparing your result to his.
Oh, yeah.
So you have seen the other screen. You have seen the copy. He hasn't harmed her computer at all. And
In fact, I fixed it.
she looks suspicious. Yes, he's fixed it, but he has copied data. So it's up to you what you do with that.
I look at you over her shoulder. So imagine I was still trying to help her calm down.
Yeah.
And I just arch an eyebrow at you and let you know, like, I see what
Say,
you're up
I
to.
know what you did. Yeah. Okay.
And I see you do that, and I go,
Corey, do you want to narrate?
No, Rick.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Cool.
Rick is eating worm.
He's eating
And,
one. He's happy.
Yeah, he's happy, and he wouldn't know what the hell he's looking at anyways.
All right. So that has all happened. We're kind of close-ish to the end of the session. I want to slowly bring us to an end here. Osa gets herself fixed up. She thanks you for fixing the device. She thanks everyone for their help, whatever help you gave. If you didn't give help, she's just like, eh. You clean up the room. It takes a while. She puts the keystones into the device, and you guys obviously get the delivery of the transport, so you can all hop on board the transport. Is there any last things that you want to do before we use the gate?
I did get to speak to that man, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll just get that information later.
Sure. Cool. Yep. So you've met up. It all went fine. You gave him the data. He will pay you something that I haven't decided yet.
Okay. I'll even say to him that I'm more interested in retrieving things for him and being paid per job rather than in a lump at the beginning. Thinking
Okay.
I can make more.
He says, whatever you can bring me from the other side, because there'll be another gate where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can find any relics where you're going and bring them back, he will pay you for them. How about that?
Great.
Cool. So you've got that business deal going on with him. And that's that. So I will just... Anyone else before we use the gate?
Yeah. Hey, lady.
Sorry.
Yeah, you covered in all that goo.
Yes. What?
No, not you, man.
No.
Yeah,
one
so
over there.
she responds. Yeah.
Now, I'm not a bright man, but today's still today and not tomorrow yet, right?
No, it's tomorrow.
Oh, it is tomorrow. Okay, I've just
I just
I just
fast
wanted to make-
forwarded because, you know.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I just want to make sure we have all the stones.
Yep.
But all right, but all right. So the thing is, these worms here, as he takes another bite out of some of the flesh.
Yes.
Are these a nuisance to you?
No, we bought them here for this specific purpose.
To get blown up and me eat them?
No, to bore the hole in the roof.
Oh, Yeah, they're good at that.
Yes, they are.
But yeah. So, all right. Well, do you ever have nuisance animals?
Not lately.
Well, I'm your guy if you ever have a problem with that. And thank you for looking like us now. And he walks over and she's got some of the goo out her face and he just wipes it off her face.
Okay.
Beam us over there or something.
Cool. And do you want to do anything, Chris, before I describe our geek travel?
Yeah. Mineth has this idea that this thing's going to happen really fast. So before we leave, she inspects the stuff that Carson is sending to his friend Sharon.
Okay. So, how particular are you?
I think he said it was clothes, right? He said it was
The latest fashions, darling.
the latest fashion. So I think she would check for pockets, just make sure that whatever we're transporting isn't nefarious.
Okay. So you're looking through the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So there's lots of compartments, okay? They're all filled with boxes of clothes. You can open a box, you can go through it. They're just like all different patterns, all different silks and velvets and whatever. There's no illegal substances.
Oh, do you think this would fit me?
Yeah, like this particular one is right in your color.
Is that supposed to be fashion? Fashion?
What's that?
Is that supposed to be fashion?
Well, I think it's cute.
Yeah. So you don't find. Do you want to make a check?
Do I want to make a check?
A check.
Sure.
Sure. So perception, I guess.
All right. Let's see. My perception's not bad. Against?
You're looking through the clothes, right?
Yeah.
Easy.
All righty. My kind of check.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
So if there's absolutely anything out of line about these clothes, we're going to know it.
I will spend that triumph for you.
All right.
What you find is there is a hidden compartment inside the transport. And you don't know yet whether there's something in that compartment, but you find that there is one.
Okay.
Do you want to open it?
I am going to get Jeef and tell him about it and let him open it.
Okay. So she tells you about a hidden compartment in the transport behind all of the boxes of clothes.
Maybe here's not the best place for that. Believe me, I'm more than happy to help out with this. That's just too curious. But depending on where we're going on the other side of the gate, I expect that to be better than all of these people watching for the first time for this to happen. But that tricky man.
Yeah, I mean, there had to be some reason, right? Why would he just give us all that and not ask for anything in return? So, yeah, okay, I can understand where you're coming from. Let's wait and check it out before we deliver it.
All right. So the gate gets powered up. You can hear all of the tonal harmonies coming from the Keystones, and they all sort of pinpoint, and you feel your entire body stretching and warming up. It kind of feels like a piece of clothing might feel as it's being ironed. Darkness surrounds you. Then numerous streaks of colored light stream past your vision like speeding ships, but with enough definition that you know them to be planets and stars. You see a far-off planet and feel yourself speeding towards it. A rhythmic hum fills your ears, and the planet looms closer. Then all of a sudden, well before your vision reaches the planet, your body feels like it completely stops. All of the lights go out, and there is nothing. Then in an indeterminate time later, you feel like you wake up. You feel like your body is being forced through the eye of a bottle before your ears pop, and you are in an underground cavern, not dissimilar to the one you just left. However, a warning bleep can be heard coming from your data pad, and as you look at the flashing dots, the ones that told you which planet was where, all of that, as you look at the flashing dots, it's suddenly clear that you are not on planet Chuzala. And that is the end of the session.
Well, what are we going to do with all these clothes now?
Yeah. So as it's going, it starts up. Rick just starts yelling, "I don't like it! I don't like it! I don't like it! I don't like it!"
Cool. Well, that's that. I'm gonna finish our recording now, and we will resolve XPs and all of that stuff, and resolve anything you guys want to ask and all of that. But anyone that's watched, we thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully everyone here enjoyed it, and I certainly am honored to have all three of you as my players. So for now, from us, it's goodbye till next time.